Biden campaign plugs himself, will not even produce a list of potential nominees. Well then, there's no reason, especially in that situation, there's no reason to wait till after the election, because Plugs doesn't even want his list of potential nominees to be a factor in the election, whereas Trump has made it a centerpiece. He's made it a centerpiece twice. He made a centerpiece in 2016. He's made a centerpiece for 2020. And again, I'm telling you, the 2020 election's got nothing to do with this Supreme Court vacancy. Absolutely nothing to do with it. The Democrats are trying to say that it does. They're using their traditional control of the media. But for example, the media is already out. Over the weekend, the media was already out with a poll saying Republicans lose big if they hold a vote for a replacement. That's just a crock. There is no way a reliable poll could have been done that quickly. Because if there was a reliable poll out there that everybody believed, then Tom Tillis, Martha McSally would not have jumped on the yes so fast, and they both did. They both jumped on yes, that they're going to vote for the nominee. They're going to do it before the election, and it ought to happen before the election. There is not a reliable poll, and yet there's the media saying they've got a poll. I think it was Reuters, I'm not sure which, but they were out there saying that they've got a big poll. Republicans lose big time if they hold a vote on a replacement nominee. Now, you know another thing. You know that from here to the election, the Democrats have a series of these bombshells every 2 or 3 days or something new. Past 4 years has been at least every week, sometimes every day, but they've had something new every week. We've been talking about it. And you know that they've got a list. They've got a whole series of these bombshells that they had lined up that they were going to drop every other day up until the election. You have to ask what the press is going to do with all of those. Those bombshells just going to accumulate. They're not going to be dropped. Because the press has said we've got to stay focused on make sure Trump does not name this replacement, make sure there's not a vote. If you watch COVID, masks, they could theoretically become non-issues real quickly, too, as all of this overwhelms everything. This is the last thing the Democrats thought. The last thing the Democrats ever counted on happening. That's why I say the events that shape elections largely have yet to happen, especially when you're a month out. Way too much can still happen. And in this situation, they weren't ready at all. And you can see it. They're panicking every which way. Sunday got a quick timeout. Back with more in a moment.
How does he squeeze all this stuff in just 3 hours a day? Rush on the EIB network. Use Radio 920 and 1047 FM.
I'm Pat Woodard, and this is Stifel Investor Insights with Stifel Chief Investment Officer Michael O'Keefe. Michael, welcome back from the weekend. Let's have a look back and see how the markets performed last week.
Pat, U.S. markets fell modestly last week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average posted a 0% return. The S&P 500 fell 0.6%. The NASDAQ tech-oriented index fell 0.5%, but the EFA index tracking developed markets outside the U.S. was up 0.8% for the week. Markets opened lower today, likely driven by worries about the upcoming election.
Michael, there was a shock on Friday when Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. Your perspective?
Well, first, Justice Ginsburg was a real legal force as a champion of both gender and racial equality. She will be missed. President Trump and Senate Republicans will try to fill the vacancy before the election. The president says he intends to nominate a woman, fitting given Justice Ginsburg's fight for gender equality. The court vacancy creates a little more uncertainty as we head towards election day. Markets tend to be during periods of increased uncertainty. At Stifel, we're tracking the election and its effects on the markets up to and through election day. To learn more, our listeners can speak with their Stifel financial advisor.
Thanks, Michael. Your path to investment advice starts with your Stifel financial advisor. Find yours at Stifel.com. That's SCIFEL.com. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
attorney. Well, she's still technically an attorney, but she's spending more of her time on administrative tasks like HR, client intake, and marketing. Things that do need to be done, but not what she became a lawyer to do. If you share Lisa's challenges, you need Lexicon. Lexicon has over a decade of experience in helping attorneys grow and manage their law firms with our software and services. And we can help you put your focus back where it belongs, practicing law and earning money. Visit lexiconservices.com/start. iHeartRadio's new true crime podcast, Paper Ghosts, investigates a decades-long